Hey Sherry. Hi Christy. Welcome everyone. Hey, forward. I hope I can say it properly one day, but I know who you are, my love. Hi Si. How are you doing? Is the football finished? Hi Christy. Hi. Hello. Scout 72 Blu-ray. Hello. Beautiful wind. Actually, I'm not in the same place as normal, so you might get some traffic. So kind of just thought I would come out and just step out a little bit closer to my car today, as I've got a few things to do. Hi Vanessa. Hi Jane. Thank you, and thank you for sharing. Hi Wendy. Hi. Up the wazoo. Wasn't that amazing? I love that, Up the Wazoo. I am going to use that. It's a book title. I was howling my head off, and the reason why today's scope is all about Pixie energy, hence why Si is here, I reckon. Mr. Pixie himself. Is James in yet? How's the hubby's birthday? It was good. We had a lot of fun. Few more glasses of wine than we probably should have had, but it was good and I'm feeling great. So everything is wonderful. Hi my darling, how are you? Up the wazoo to you. What a great phrase. I actually wrote it down in my notes, and you might have seen me go off and come back on because I just had to remember that because it made me howl. I'm just a child like that. Anyway, here, look, we just found some snail spit, which is great, isn't it? Lovely snail spit, up the wazoo. Yeah, lots of laughs, a lot, I hope. Yeah, it was a lovely scope, Joel. Thank you. Internet died for a mo. Thanks for joining me. So if you haven't shared, please do. My name is Indra, silent-moon.co.uk is me. I work with the Nature Kingdom, the light of the moon, and I create wonderful products. Go and check out my site. Join the homepage. There's so much going on with Silent Moon right now, and there's going to be very much more in the very future. Nice place to relax. Actually, this isn't my favourite place to relax. If you've ever heard of Harrogate water, which is very famous national water, it's actually made there. So I'm actually in the water plant, but it's kind of nice that there's beautiful trees and loveliness around. So I wanted to talk about fairy energy. Hi Max. Hi in my lovely green. I love that colour. I'm wearing that colour today. Hello darling. Let's talk about not just fairy energy but pixie energy, and a lot of you know that I am very much into the fairy energy, but the reason for the title was fed up with giving out and getting nothing back, and I know that many people are, and many people aren't doing the jobs that they want to do. They're giving out a lot and they're not getting anything back. First of all, I want to start with next week's 19th, that's 2 weeks time, right? Thanks for sharing. Is the full moon in Capricorn, and this whole business about giving out and getting nothing back. Are you doing the things that you enjoy? It's a moon that's all about that. So I want you to start thinking early about that. I give out but get back in so many ways. That's wonderful. Yeah, and that's wonderful, Vanessa, but you might be one of the very few that does, and that's why I'm kind of sharing this out, because many people don't realise that what they're doing in their daily life, they are extremely unhappy, and they don't get back what they want. And why be afraid of asking for what you want? So many people think they have to continuously give out all the time, and not get nothing back. That's bullshit. We all need return. We all love return. We all love acknowledgement. Cavalish! Woohoo! She comes in on the pixie energy, this Scorpio girl. How are you, my darling? I just blogged about this yesterday. Oh wow! Two Scorpio girls. We're very connected. Cavalish hasn't been on here for so long. She is brilliant, and if you ever catch her scopes, she doesn't do it very often. She's very good and she's very funny. She's in Texas and she's marvelous. Houston, aren't you, darling? We are in control of what happens to us. Absolutely, Christy. When you give out for a heart, yeah, positive karma. Yes, you do get kicked off for. I'll get kicked off for a few minutes. You're getting kicked off there. I think that was Joel, was it? So let me go on a little bit about pixie energy. For those of you that believe in fairies, which I hope you all do you also believe in pixie energy? I want to question you about that, because the pixie energy is fairly different to the fairy energy. There is a difference between the two, and those of you who are coming on and you're new to me, you're thinking, what the hell is she talking about? Well, hi Collier, I'm a big lover and believer of fairies. Being on here makes my day. Oh, I love it that you're here, all in red, girl, all in red, loving it. So I want you to contemplate this just for a moment. If you're thinking about leaving this scope, wait a minute. What does pixie energy really mean to you? So I want you to think about what the pixies do. They ain't all bad. They're lovely, mischievous little characters. And one of the things that pixie energy is all about is dancing. And if you love to dance, then you may be more connected with the pixie energy than you think you are. So if you think about the flowers growing and the trees putting their roots down, these are the pixies that dance on the earth. They dance on our earth to create what we have around me now. I'm not showing my face because I want you to see this, but I will at the end. That they dance on the earth, they create this energy around us, and they've done it forever. They've danced forever to bring the season of summer to us. I must be a pixie. Yeah, so if you think, Shannon, you are, damn right you are. Dancing on the earth is something they do to waken the flowers, they waken the trees, and even that wind. So I'll shush a minute so you can hear it. Pixies approach life with lightheartedness. They approach life with love. They approach life with their hearts wide open. So I'm asking you to start approaching your tasks with a lightheartedness, which is really essential to Pixie World. It's a really, really important thing. Otherwise, if you start thinking about how you are when you start, you know, when you're not enjoying stuff, you become heavy. And the pixies can't afford to become heavy because they have this to give us. They have this, and there's a message within them that says, come on, dance and sing no matter what you're doing. Robin Good is here. Hello, Robin Good. So it's really important, and I really want to share this message today about awareness of your life's duty. And really think about, if you're not enjoying it, think about a merry approach to what you're doing. So, beautiful scenery. I'm going to turn it around on me now. Dance and sing your song, my darling. Dance and sing your. I know that's a big thing for you, isn't it? It's a huge thing for you. I've got you in the grass. Please, I want to look around. Oh, you want to look around? You can see. I'm going to show myself for a little bit, and then I'll let you look around at the end. We're tree huggers here. We're tree huggers. You are beautiful sceneries. Thanks, Shannon. I will be visiting my little woodland realm again this morning. I love the hugs. Absolutely brilliant. If you get stuck, ask what would be fun right now. Absolutely, Joel. What would be fun right now? My beautiful friend. Hello, my darling. It's great to have you here. Wild shag. I don't think so. Okay, a wood shag. I don't get that, so I don't understand what you're saying. So yeah, we all need to visit the woodlands very, very regularly. So does that resonate with you? The energy of the pixie. The energy of the pixie is often thought of as something as very mischievous, and the one that takes our keys, the one that runs around causing trouble. And the other side of them can do that. The reverse side of them, they can get in the way. They can cause that energy around us. And when things do go missing, when things do sort of, you know, when you lose your bra, when you lose that one sock, everybody loses that one sock, right? You know, when you buy a pair of socks and you put them in the washer and then one disappears, that is very much pixie energy. That's why I always say spray your misters, especially your silent moon misters, because they're connected to the fairy energy and the pixie energy. So clearing your space. You don't always want them in your house, and often we can have them in the house very regularly. That's the dryer monster. I don't have a dryer, unfortunately. I don't have the room in my house to have a dryer. However, you know, I can totally get with that. You know, that's the energy. I have them in the house. Okay, so if you have them in the house and you don't want them in the house, you have to speak to them, okay? Don't think that you're going mad or anything. You have to tell them to leave. Do you got a slave? I can't get that one, hun. So I put out rituals every other day, and I'm going to tell you this now. I put out milk and I put out water for the fairies, so they can bath their babies. I put out flowers. I put out everything that I put out on my front step. And the other day, when I was giving them their food and their water, I came back the next day and the milk was totally gone, and the flowers were in a different position. They were actually inside the house, and I just had to speak. I always speak to them in rhyme, and I always speak to them just straight out in rhyme. Just comes straight out my mouth. I don't even plan it. I just talk in rhyme to them, and they're always around me. The energy is very much there. So in my heart, that's where I come from. I'm just going to hold this a minute because this is just amazing. You should see the grasses here. She's crazy. Yay! I am. Thank you. Thank you, my love. I love the fact that I'm crazy. Why would I want to be any other way? Look, this. See? The thing is, when you speak about them, they come to you because they can hear. They can hear that you're talking about them. So please, 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 I know a few people who have come to me and said to me, I really resonate with what you're talking about. And there's not just a few, quite a lot of people. But everybody will think that I'm mad. And let's go back to authenticity and the things that Joel was saying. Who gives a fuck if people think that you're mad? You know the truth, you know what's right. And I know in this world that in this nature kingdom, it couldn't be this way if there wasn't elementals and there wasn't the fae and there wasn't fairies looking after this, okay? You don't have an issue talking about angels. Oh, really? Well, you can fuck off because I don't like that approach. Okay, but I love sitting around nature, just peaceful. It is, absolutely. It's a great defense, actually. Great defense, actually. I missed that one, whatever. But if you come on here to be rude, you just get ignored or you get told to fuck off. Somebody else will block you for me anyway. It's absolutely fine. You do not have to come onto my scope, and if you don't believe, or you want to come on to cause abuse, you'll just get kicked off anyway. So I'm illustrating a book with the moral that you should never be normal. Absolutely, Rich. Absolutely. I want to be in contact with you, my love. Fairies don't exist. Really? Oh, is that just something to put out there just to get my back wound up? Please feel free. You won't get very far here. Sonam, welcome back, my love. Define martyr. Okay, great. Okay, to me what martyr means is somebody that gets sort of, and we'll all have different views on this. I played the role of a martyr, actually. I played the role of, I am not living, okay, I'll turn this around, keep turning it around and back. I want to hide behind the martyr. A martyr to me is somebody who isn't living their authentic truth, is complaining about what they're doing, or they're just in it and they're heavy and their weight is just like, oh, I do this every day. I do this because I have to do this. I do this, I'm not happy doing it, but I tell you what, I need to do this because da 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 da. And the list is endless and endless. And I've played that role many, many times. And that's why I always stand up to being authentic, because once we become authentic, once we step through that door of authenticity and we find who we really are, yes, we all know them, absolutely, is that you don't have to be in that role anymore. You don't have to be in that role of doing things that you don't want to do. You can do it with Pixie energy. You can do it with pizzazz. You can do it with wazoo. You can do it with that zaniness. You do it with the zaniness that is within you. If the zaniness isn't authentic to you, then find something else that is authentic to you. Trapped soul. Are you referring to me being a trapped soul? Are you referring to other trapped souls? I didn't get that because you put a question mark. Do you know souls? I think that's what that said. But you find a way that resonates with you, that brings you into a space where you can really be your true self in everyday life, so you don't feel the need to complain. And what I'm talking about really is just being in the life that you want to be in, and so many people aren't, generally trapped souls. I do believe in trapped souls. Yes, I do believe that there is energy around us that is trapped, and it needs to be sent back to the light, and it needs to be moved on. And I can feel that energy that does sit around this earthly plane. It's certainly not the elemental and fairy energy. I know that because I work with it daily, and I create with the fairy and elemental energy anyway. Float along with life. Float along with life, Rich. hello. So that is something that I just want to put out there to you. Are you doing something that's making you feel really shitty? Wazi is one of my spiritual leaders. I'm missing some of these. What do you mean by the light? Okay, the light, the energy of the light. I'm getting questioned today about what I mean about the light. I would say it's more of an angelic energy, the light. When you're talking about sending people back, sending souls back to the light, it's very easy to talk to a soul and ask them if you're connected. If you're connected to the spiritual realms, and you're clean within yourself, and your channels are clear, and you have the ability to do that, is really, it's a positive thing to speak to the souls and ask them if they would like to return to the light. Not every soul is ready to go back to the light, so they actually I missed that one. They actually like to stay on this earth plane. There was, when my father died 3 years ago, he wasn't ready to move on for quite a while, and eventually he did go, and we all in our family felt that. We all felt the change. My dad stayed for quite a while around us in our home, and I know he's moved on. I know Joel's worked with my dad's energy, and I'm not afraid to sort of step that out, but and speak about it. But my father is still around, but he's not so much caught up in our life. So it is possible to ask souls to move on, but I do think it has to come from people who are channels and are clear themselves. Otherwise it can get pretty fucked up. So the real question is, do you feel like you are a human, an alien, non-human, or a bridge to non-humans? I kind of like that question, thank you. I come from another space. I know where I come from. I'm not willing to share that right now. But I'm very, very connected to the fairy energy, and the fairies and the elementals, which are very different, and the fae are very different, asked me to speak out, and they knew that I wasn't embarrassed about it. So I was told that I was one person who needed to speak out so that I could get their message across. And think of me as mad if you want to, but I'm very, very happy with that, and I'm very grateful for that. Interested someone ask if you had any help for an inflamed liver. Okay, yes. Who was asking that? I need to know more about that, and what the inflamed liver's about. Is it a fatty liver? If you can, I mean, milk thistle's very good for liver, but it would depend on what the issue is. If you're talking about flower essences, definitely. However, that would be a definite consultation, which you would have to look on my site for. You can just pick stuff. They wouldn't harm you off the website. However, if you wanted to hit the point, and this is always the case, if you want to hit the point on something, you have to work with me through a consultation. You can't just go bang and expect it to work. Hello, my love. Oh, hello, Melissa, have you just come on? Because you kind of prompted me with today. I was just sort of thinking about our conversations yesterday. So alcohol and non-alcoholic and non-fatty liver. Yeah, so turmeric, cayenne pepper. But there you go. You're getting everybody who's telling you what to do. I'm not sure who the question came from. Yes, I do live in the woods most of the time. I live in a cottage, which is kind of in the little bit of the middle of nowhere, but I'm very close to the woods. Yeah, a few minutes ago, I thought so. Okay, you'll have to watch the replay, my love. But absolutely, there's so many herbs that can help with liver issues. But you just got to be very, very careful with liver issues. Definitely flower essences can help with the emotions that go on around what's going on with the liver. The liver represents anger, so there's got to be some deeper issue to that. Damn, I want to live in the woods. Well, there you go. You want to live in the woods, that would make you happy. What are the steps that you can take to do that? Can you ask me a private question? You can ask me a private question, but it doesn't mean you're going to get an answer. You remind me of my sister. Come to Canada. Yeah, I will do one day. I'd love to go to Canada. Yes, I've taken plant sacraments loads of times. Iboga, ayahuasca. What else have I taken? I've worked in. I'm sorry. I've worked in Peru. I've worked with a shaman in Peru, so I'm very close to the plant sacraments. So yes, I do work with them, so long as not about private. Right, Harlow. They won't get an answer, my darling. Come on to Texas. Listen, I'm prepared to go anywhere as long as I'm paid and as long as people facilitate it. I will be there, and I can do the things that you know about the moon and about the fairies, and I can share with you. I've taken ayahuasca about 6 times. Yeah, I did it with a shaman in Peru. Yeah. What are your thoughts about correlation of fairies and mushrooms? And yeah, my thoughts on it are, you know, it's kind of like I have my own view. I just have my own space of what I believe is that, you know, everything's there to be experienced. Everything's there to be tried. And as long as you don't overdo it and over access it, it's the same as anything in life. You know, you can try it once and you can just enjoy it, or then if you go and you become an addict, and that's another thing I do. I work with addiction as well. So I enjoy wine. I love drinking wine. I know another few people on here do as well, and it's wonderful. Why shouldn't I enjoy wine? It's grapes. It's beautiful. It's given by nature. But then I could go and I could become a complete alcoholic, and I could go and change my life in many other different ways if I really wanted to. You know what I mean? So it's like, but why not celebrate it? Why not be open to what nature gives us? You know, it's very easy to be tipped over the edge. So we've got to be, you know, we've got to be careful. And that's why I'm also very, very aware when people restrict themselves in their diet, because most of you know my story about anorexia and about my apple fasting and my stupidity when I was younger. But it was part of the message that, you know, I had to get to be where I am today. And any moon cycle insights, yes, coming up next week. I will tell you at the end. So to me, restriction is a personal thing. If you want to restrict yourself, then that's fine. But I always found that I did it for so long in my life, I'm not prepared to really do it anymore for a long period of time. However, next week, not next week, the week after, I am starting a detox, and I'm going to do that for 2 weeks and share it with you. And I have said to people, if they want to join me, let's do it together and let's support each other with that, because I'm all about supporting each other with things that maybe we find a bit alien, maybe we find a bit uncomfortable. You're the 8th under the, thank you. Okay, yeah, so next Wednesday, a week on Wednesday, after I've been with Joel next weekend. I'm not going to do it next weekend. Back down to London next weekend. Then on the Wednesday, I'm going to start a detox, which before my holiday, my body's asking for a detox. So because my body asks for a detox, any experience in magic? Yes, I create with magic, and that's what I do. I'm a experience maker and creator. So Harlow, yes, your question. So next Wednesday, a week on Wednesday, I'm starting a detox, which is basically just cutting out alcohol, cutting out sugar, cutting out wheat, cutting out dairy, and I'm going to share it. I'm going to share my days with you as always. But I was just saying, if people wanted to do it with me for that 2 weeks, or they just want to do part of it, then, you know, let's do it together. Because when I've been on Scope, some people have said, oh, well, I want to cut this out, but I can't because I'm doing it on my own and I find it hard. And so let's do it together. Why do we have to, you know, why do we have to suffer? You know, what do you feel like after a detox? It depends which one I do, Steph. It's I've done the liver cleanse, which I'm not going to do the full liver cleanse this time. I'm going to do the washes. I'm going to do the apple juice and stuff, but I'm not going to do the Epsom salts, because my body's actually telling me, you don't need that right now, because it's quite harsh, and I'm actually quite tired at the moment. I've been doing a lot of work, so I want to do the detox, but I don't want to do too much on my gallbladder and my liver. I'm having a colonic irrigation at the end of this week, which I love, and I often have twice a year. Would definitely recommend them if you haven't ever had a colonic irrigation. Like, this scope's going somewhere else. We're all talking about Pixie energy, but colonics are amazing because they're just really wonderful way to begin your cleanse. So I'm going to go Thursday and have one of those with a lovely friend of mine who does colonics. I've been farting a lot in the bed. I missed that. I think that was Harlow, but yeah, share your farting, that's great. No, they're really good, but you must get a qualified obviously a qualified practitioner when you do colonics. It's great seeing you, my love. Before you go, Curvilish, you asked a question. Yes, next Tuesday, 19th, is full moon in Capricorn, which is actually my moon. And it's one of the biggest full moons of the year, because it's all about what I've just been talking about today. It's all about finding your life purpose and stopping doing things that you really don't enjoy doing. Doing things that you just step into a place of where you really are loving what you're doing. Bring that Pixie energy in, find that zaniness, and just work with love for what you're doing. And if you can't do that, if you can't do it, then start to give give yourself a break and start to look for things that you really want to do. Start to really work at looking at, and you're good at that, my darling. You're the one that creates that for people. 19th, Joel, 19th. I haven't got the exact time on me at the moment for it, but it's the 19th, which is Tuesday, I think. Enjoy more, absolutely. Life's about enjoyment. Okay, thanks, Rich. Awesome moon insight, Indra. Appreciate it. I am going through a shift, and you know, you're such a wonderful helper, my love, and you help so many people. And you know, think about yourself. And that's what we should do, because if we don't think about ourselves, how can we help anybody else? So let me go now. I've got to go to Bolton Abbey. I'm going for a beautiful walk in the countryside, a beautiful abbey, and I need to get going. So that was my website, silent-moon.co.uk is me. Go and check out all my amazing products that are made with the fairy kingdom and magic. You can, cheers, beautiful soul, thank you, my love. And if you're not following me, please do. Give you a few seconds to share this with all your followers, and on Twitter and on Facebook, please. I love you, I love you. Go and join my my homepage, and that's where I put many offers for Silent Moon. So if you you can only get discount if you join my homepage, and there's so much coming up very soon with Silent Moon that I'll be sharing with you. So I'm sending you lots of love. I scope every day at 2:30 UK time. It's always a bit quirky and a little bit different. So what's Silent Moon? Silent Moon's my website. Joel, could you just pop it up, please? Just check it out and you can see what I do there. I've got to get going because I've scoped for a while now in this beautiful place. So we'll leave you with the trees, the grasses. Oh, you're welcome. I miss you. You don't have to miss me. I'm here every day. Love. On a high note. Gorgeous. Bye everybody. Have a great Sunday.